Hey everyone, so yes, it's still carnival time in Cyprus. If you didn't watch my last live, I would just briefly say that the tradition is you have to remain masked, and the reason for a mask is part of the tradition of the carnival that children go round all the houses and they have to have a mask on, and they knock on the door of the houses, and when they knock on the doors, people in the houses have to give them sweets or treats, and the children have to eat them on the doorstep while the person's trying to guess to see who the children are. So obviously trying to eat with a mask on, the mask might become dislodged a bit. The children have to try and keep their face hidden under the mask, but all the time eating the food. And that's part of the tradition of mask in carnival. It's a disguise. And then also for the adults, they go to the grand ball at the end of the carnival and they dance with people not knowing who they are or what they look like. And from there, they have to decide if they like the person and obviously become a couple. And then at midnight on the very last day of carnival, the mask is taken away and some people are in for a bad shock. So we have nails painted as always, different colours you have for carnival, and always a mask. And I was explaining how if you go in banks or anywhere for the 2 weeks, you will find everybody is in costume. And I'm not well enough to go this year, but I will next year show you how just the streets are full of people dressed in costume. It's amazing. If you don't dress up, you will be the odd one. So that's a short little bit on that. As I say, check out my last live if you want to know the full history and why Cyprus is one of the originals and one of the 3 biggest carnivals in the world. There are little carnivals in 2 other areas of Cyprus, Paphos and Nicosia or Lefkosia, our capital, but Limassol is the big carnival. There's actually more than one carnival. So let's do my little look at how I'm feeling today. Let's see. Oh, I think we'll just go straight with this one. Awesome. And awesome because I have some good news to share with you. Well, 2 bits of good news, really, particularly. So I'll share those a bit later on with you. But let's start with what I'm reading. You would have seen I was going to be starting this book, The Black House, and this is by Peter May. Yes, I'm in full costume. I've just realised you can't actually see it. I'm in full costume. As you can see, this is the front of the book. I'm probably about halfway through it. Hi, Tom Girl City. Just been over on Tom Girl City's channel. Watch the commercials. Great. Thumbs up to you. Yeah, I like the book because straight away I'm into it, and it's one of those I don't really want to put down. So that's always a great book. I want to see where it's going next. Basically, a summary of what I've read so far. There's a lot of Gaelic in it. It's on a Scottish island. It's set. And the man grew up on the island, but he wanted to get away from the island and explore the life elsewhere. And basically, he became a policeman, and he's had to go back to investigate a crime on the island because they think it might be connected to a crime that he dealt with in Scotland, in Edinburgh. So he's had to go back and see if there's connections. But it turns out the person who's been murdered was the big school bully that bullied him. And so there's lots of twists and turns. He's meeting up with a lot of people he grew up with, have never left the island. And you're getting sort of a lot of his backstory is happening between the up-to-date story. So you're sort of seeing how that progressed and what happened there. Hey there, how are you? Wolfman the Undertaker, nice to see you. So yeah, I would recommend this book. I will do another review. I'll let you know how it's going next time. Maybe I'll be finished, maybe not. And then I always give you my summary. I'm doing great, thank you. Don't forget, guys, if you don't know each other's channels, it's in the chat. Do go and check them out. if people are on here, they've got to be awesome. I'll tell you that much already. So everyone here has to be a subscriber, just so I can actually recommend all the channels that are on. So do check them out. Okay, let's see. Well, let's do my cross stitch progress. My little craft I'm doing at the moment. Anyone who doesn't know, it's a gardening apron. It's not supposed to be for cross stitch, but it was perfect for it. It's plasticky though, so I put my name on the top pocket, and the bottom pocket I did my channel name, plus I'm doing vegetables around my channel name. There's my channel name, and we had a cauliflower up here, and I did a sweet corn, and I did either a leek or spring onion, and then since last time I've done a beetroot. I've done a beetroot. So it's going to be slow progress. I'm just dotting vegetables all round this area. I said I'm going to be careful not to do red ones near the writing. So I've obviously got the tomato, and can't remember, there was something else I was going to do. Oh, you love it. Thanks, Tara. So it's slow progress. It's very hard for me to do cross stitch, but I do like doing it. So yeah, there's the beetroot. That's the new bit of today. This week, I'd already done last week. I showed the spring onion or leek, whatever you want to call it, and the sweet corn. I much prefer doing the pictures than the words. It could be because the words took so long to do. Obviously, it gets tedious and you think you've got to finish, but I do enjoy doing pictures more. So the beetroot wasn't too hard to do. The leek actually was quite hard because there's quite a lot of different colour greens within that, so it keep changing colours. Cauliflower, I think I went a bit wrong on that. I'm not sure if I got lost of doing that one, but it looks all right. So, yeah, that's how that's coming along. Oh, you just woke up, Wolfman. What time is it there? Because in Cyprus here it's nearly 5:40 at night, 5:40 in the evening. Right, what else do I want to talk to you about? Oh, I haven't done for a long time what's been happening on my channel. So I'll just do a catch up with that if any of you have not been in the loop of that, because I haven't really talked about my channel for a long time. Today I posted, and I've actually posted vertical gardening. I'm getting so much comments on my gardening videos. I do like to do other things as well. So obviously it's spring, just coming into spring here. So there's a lot of gardening stuff going on. So there has been quite a lot of that. But if gardening's not your thing, do hang on, because I've got some other stuff too. Today I did on vertical gardening, because I have so many people that say they love my channel but they don't have land or space. So I thought I would focus on two of my vertical gardening ideas. One is a very small thing you can use. It's like a water bottle, like a big one, and you can invert other ones on the top. So you only need the space of a big water bottle, and then you can make towers of them. So if you've only got one little balcony, or if you haven't got a garden or balcony, there's no reason you can't put it in the corner of your room. So anybody could have that. So have a look at that. And also, in a tribute to my friend Josh from In Your Yard Homestead, he taught me about guerrilla gardening, which is basically gardening in the wild, just going out and planting something. Obviously, do check with your country you're allowed to do that in any shape or form. He's in Australia, so I guess you can just go and plant in the outback or whatever. I did show on that how I did try and do it here, but unless you actually put fence round, we have goats that roam rurally, so didn't work, and I showed that, but that was a tribute to my friend Josh, so that's in there as well. And I've also done a pallet wall that I can grow in as well, so that's in that video. And then everyone's been saying they like my idea I was doing about produce of Cyprus, Cyprus products. So I posted last a video on the three main cheeses of Cyprus. So if you're interested in what they are, then go and take a look at that. And I have been working on another episode. I'm not going to do all foods or drinks. I'm going to do all sorts of products of Cyprus. So the next one will be something very different, product of Cyprus. And I've been working on that. I've just finished editing that together. So that will be coming soon. And then obviously I've got all my seed germination videos. If you're interested in planting and growing, there's quite a lot of content on that lately, plus a video of my general gardening, what sort of stuff I do on my land. So that's on that channel. And as you may know, I have a second channel called Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. I've put all my links below this live because people continually ask me for links. I've put my address, my PayPal, my email, all my channels. So any links you want, check down below. And those of you, this is really a message to Shirley from Glitter World. She often asks me what else I grow, because obviously she knows I grow a lot of vegetables, and I think she knows I have my olive trees. So I really made this video for her and others that are maybe new to my channel and think I might only grow vegetables. It's a video coming out next time, so it'll be next Wednesday on my other channel, showing you all of my fruit trees. And I actually lost count counting how many different ones there are. But basically, there's cactus fruit, apple, apricots, carrots, almonds, dates, avocados, grapes, papaya, pomelos, olives, mandarin, quince, walnut, orange, fig, lemon, pomegranate, and so on and so forth. So it's showing you a little bit that. And if you don't know what any of those trees are, when I show a picture of the trees, I show some of them a little clip, maybe 3 or 4 pictures of the stages of what grows on them. So that, oh, Shirley, I was just talking about you. Did you catch what I said? Just saying about, I made a video for next Wednesday for you on my other channel, basically showing, and I know you know that I grow vegetables, but showing you tons of other things that I grow as well, all my fruit trees and so on and so forth. Let's have a look at the chat. Love it. Oh, the Undertaker said, I thought you were asking me how you are. Glitter bombs for Shirley. I'm really sleepy, haven't slept all night. There's a lot of you not sleeping well at the moment. Love your costume, thanks. So I went to sleep at 12 in the morning. Good grief. I love your veg videos. Thank you very much, Shirley. Thank you for that. So yeah, next week, do check out my other channel because you'll see all the fruit trees. And today on that channel, because the other channel I only post once a week. I post on a Wednesday. But this channel, I post 3 times a week. So today on that channel, I posted some frog and toad footage because we get lots of wildlife here. So do have a look at those videos. And as I always say, if you want to know more about my house, my actual farmhouse, the first few videos on my channel are showing you around my house, because I don't really feel very much of the house because there's not a lot happens there. Happy Carnival to you. Okay, I've got a list on my board, just little things that are during the week. I thought, oh, I'll share that with you, and I'll share that with you. What should we do first? Oh, on my dance channel, I've linked that below, and I've also linked Mike's channel because Mike's got a channel as well. So that if you want to see a bit more of things going on here and different areas, he's doing different things. So all those links are below. My dance channel, which again is linked below, do have a look. If you're into being fit, I call it magic. It doesn't matter what your ability is, even if you can't move very much at all, or if you're super fit, any level of fitness at all, do look at it. It's a magic way to, in less than 5 minutes, increase your flexibility. And there's no jumping around or stretching, or it's so simple. It's magic. It's psychological, let's say, but it really works. And you have to play the video and just do what it says in the right order. So don't jump and skip anything. And what I had to do, because you have to say it in a certain way, in a certain order. And obviously I couldn't read it to make sure I got it exactly right and do it at the same time. So I recorded myself speaking. I haven't got an editing suite where I can put voiceover on top of what I've already put up as film, but I can't do what a lot of people can do and kind of intermingle recording and sound in any other way. So I had to record me saying it first on my phone, and then I played it back while I was filming myself. So I'm listening to it at the film and doing it at the same time. So do go and have a look at that and put in the comments under it. It will work for you, but it's amazing. So that's on my dance channel, Everything Dance Your Mentor, and it's linked below. And if you just go on that channel right now, it's the last video posted. There's 1 or 2 shorts I've done as well, so ignore those, but the last video, it's absolutely cool. Hey Henry, Mr. J, how are you? How are you doing? I've only seen you a few minutes ago. Great to see you. You're a great supporter. Thank you. Yeah, so go and watch my flexibility video. So anyone who's into yoga, stretching, or totally can't move and can just sit in a chair, you can do it too. So have a go at that. A little bit of, in addition to what I was talking about a couple of videos back, I was talking about Gessi, which is like a free health system that is now in Cyprus. And I said with it, you pay no more than €6 for whatever you have. If you have surgery, €6. If you go to visit the doctor, €6. If you need medication, €6. If it's less than €6, then obviously you don't do the Gessi thing, you just pay for it. Well, I'm wrong. It can be even less than €6, even if it costs more than that. So Mike had to get some tablets from the pharmacy, and he got them prescribed through the doctor, so he didn't just go and buy them. And so we thought, right, that's €6, or if the tablets are less than €6, he just pays for it. Well, it said on the box, I think he said it was just under €12, it said on the box, and they charged him just over €2 using Gessi. So we don't really know how it works. It's some percentage, I'm guessing. You actually get a reduction of percentage. So when I said everything €6, no, it can be less than €6. Did you sleep good? Dawn dreams every night. We all dream every night, but we don't all remember. And I've been sharing some of my weird dreams. So would you like my weird dream? I dreamt that I don't know if I was teaching in a school or just there observing the class. I don't know, but I was there and this teacher was there. And the teacher said the pupils, they were all sort of high school age, they'd been asked to bring in something to the class that day. And it was about transportation and movement. And they had to bring something in to do with transportation. So, for example, they could have bought an old bus in, and he said you can either get it working if it doesn't work, or you don't have to be mechanically minded, you could just decorate it and paint it. But it had to be transportation, it had to be able to move. And they were all bringing in these old vehicles and whatever, and he said, I did ask them to try and be smart, be really clever, think of something really original for transportation. And then one child brought in a trampoline. And the teacher said, hey, why have you got the trampoline? And the pupil said, oh, well, that's movement. He said, because I can be on the trampoline and I can jump up and down. That's movement. And the teacher said, that's not transportation. That is just movement. So the pupil said, well, I could put wheels on it. He said, no, you can't bring in anything and make it transportation. It's got to be a form of transportation. So he said, you can go and use your trampoline, but that's not the right thing. Then another one came in, and he had like sacks of like garden leaves that have fallen down from the tree. And he said, oh, my friends have got a trampoline. He was saying about at home where you can jump on the trampoline. So I thought, well, I can jump in pile of leaves. And the teacher's like, oh, this is not transportation. It's got to be something that already moves. And then you can decorate it or fix it if it needs fixing. Anyway, then this child brought this bed in. And he's like, what's that? And he said, well, you said we don't have to fix mechanically or anything like that. We can just use the object when we're at school. So he said, well, you're lazy. You've brought a bed in. That's not right. And he said, no. He said, you said think clever. It's a hospital bed. It's a trolley bed. It's got wheels on it, and it is used for transportation. And the teacher said, yes, you're right. That is the best one we've had today. What was that dream about? What was our dream about? I had been watching a program where they do up like strange houses and buses and boats and things like that. So I think that's kind of where it came from. Oh dear. Wolfman says, I always have bad dreams. Tom Girl City Squad says, yes, I have bad dreams. Sometimes I had good ones. Wolfman said, had a bad dream that I was doxed. Yeah, there's some weird dreams going on. It's your brain processing. It's best if you can go to sleep with good thoughts or think about something nice, or don't lay there and think of stressful things, and certainly don't be watching strange things before you go to bed. It's a weird dream. Yes, it was. That's a weird dream. Oh dear. How are you doing, Shirley? Yes. So let's get on to my good news. I have two bits of good news. I spoke about a VIP coming. Yes, he's coming on Saturday. Ooh. So I have a visitor that I'm really pleased to have coming. And we'll talk about that maybe next time. So if you're watching, Mr. VIP, we can't wait to see you. So that will be really great. And the other bit of good news I had is we supposedly are getting another volunteer coming. Yay! So they're flying in. Let's see, look at my calendar. They give me their flight details. So hopefully this is right. They will be here on the 7th of March. 7th of March, a female, so I've got some plans for her, what she can do for me. I'm just going to define it because I've got lots of things I would like done. And now what I do is think about, right, if they only stayed one day, what is that one job I would really want done? And then I work down like that. So I put the jobs in order of like, if they're 2 days, 3 days, what are the jobs that I'd be like, well, at least we got that done. So I've got to do that, define my list. Thank you so much for sharing. Sometimes I have weird dreams too. My life's weird. Talking of weird, I saw this. I can't. Oh, hello, Mr. Waffles. Do you want to come up? It's Mr. Colin Waffles. If you go on my community post, there's a lovely picture I've put up of him and Kit, and they're really cuddling each other. Go and look on my community post. Yes, I don't know where I saw this. If it wasn't on YouTube, might have been on Reddit or something like that. And they're saying about how some people these days don't understand the most basic of concepts. And it's a woman saying she's a little bit concerned because she was having a baby, and she's had the baby. And the baby doesn't look anything like her. The baby looked entirely like her husband. So does that mean possibly her husband was having an affair with someone else because the baby doesn't look like her? And then it gets worse. And she says, then if the baby's not mine and it's the other woman's, do I have to give her the baby if she admits to it? What is that all about? I know people are a bit weird, but she thought that she was actually conceiving a baby, but because it didn't look like her, it might belong to someone else her husband was with. How bizarre. I don't know how old this woman was, but that is scary that she hasn't got a clue. Oh dear. You love cats. You want to see him again? Oh, hello, Dara. Oh dear. So yeah, that was pretty concerned. Oh dear. So let's get on with our game that we've been playing every now and then. If you want to join in, you're most welcome to answer the questions. If not, then you can just learn more about me. These are a game I got from Andrea from Digging for Health. And you can either answer funny, that's his tail. You can either answer funny or serious, so you can please yourself. Yay! He probably doesn't know who I am with my mask on. He's actually on my lap. Oh, he's cleaning now. He's cleaning. Yay! Mr. Colin Waffles. Okay, so first question. Oh, he wants my hand to stroke him. What is your favourite thing about the holidays? Now, that could be any sort of holidays. It could be a holiday or holiday season. Look, this is what he does. He starts typing. Don't know if you can see. He puts his foot on the keyboard and then he starts typing away. So what is your... No, don't stress that. You're ending the stream. Oh, he's ending the stream. He pressed and he moved the mouse so it was on end stream. So what is your favourite thing about the holidays? I've got a feather in my face. What's your favourite thing about the holidays? I don't know. Let's say in the entirety of holidays, I would say just the atmosphere. Everyone's in good moods and good spirits and friendly. And if there's some little gifts involved, that's obviously always a nice thing. So I'd say the favourite thing about the holidays is just everyone's feelings of goodwill. And Tara says, I love Christmas because I love spending time with my mum and my friends. Oh, that's lovely. Wolfman's got puppies. We're not allowed cats. Oh, what sort of dogs do you have? I used to have Yorkshire Terriers. If you go on my other channel, you'll see I've got, I'm slowly turning them from video. They went from video, then I changed them into like DVD. And now I'm converting them and putting them on YouTube. So you've got my Yorkshire Terriers from when they were puppies, excuse me, when I first got them from puppies, all the way, I'm slowly going through, they're still puppies at the moment, but then I'm going to go all the way through and they had puppies of their own. So that was good fun. I love dogs too. What's your favourite type of dogs? Shih Tzu and Poodle. Oh, that's cute. What's their names? I have to know names of animals. We've got Fossil, all cats, Fossil, Pebbles, Mr. Colin Waffles, which I've explained why that's a funny name, and Kit, the simplest name of all. And that was because he just turned up and we didn't think he'd stay. So we just kept saying, oh, look, there's the Kit. And Roxy and Prince. Oh, I like the name Roxy. That's cool. That's really great. Okay, next question. What would prevent you from dating someone? What would prevent me from dating someone? I think if they not had a bad reputation, but if it was known they were really a bad person in whatever concept, as in crime, bad crime and things like that. Even though I love dogs, I don't know all the breeds. No, I don't. I know the main breeds, but there's some obscure breeds out there. When I was little, or not little, younger, I always wanted an old English sheepdog. They're the really huge, tall dogs, hairy, fluffy, but that's not really practical. I do like little sweet dogs. I like to pick up and sort of cuddle, sort of cat size or a bit bigger. Mike used to have, I think it was German Shepherds he used to have. I think it was a German Shepherd. Yes, German Shepherd. Not when I knew him. He used to have that. Next question. If you were an author, what would be the title of your next book? Oh, what would be the title of your next book? I think it'd have to be my channel name, New Beginnings, just New Beginnings, because it'd be the first time I do a book. Tara's answering the question. If the person cheats on me, I find out that the bed, if they don't tell it jumped up, I missed that, the truth, that would stop me from dating them. Right. Cool. Yeah. Obviously, if they've got a bad reputation in any respect, for sure. Wolfman says pets tell us what dog breeds when we get them. That's true. I always like to have rescue animals. So, yeah, I guess you just really go to a pound, if you want a big dog or a small dog. And they always say people look a bit like the dogs they have. So I don't know how true you find that. Don't know if the microphone spelled that right. I got it. No problem, Tara. Yeah. We would both like a dog, but here we even get goats getting our fences, so it'd be a lot of work, and there's quite a lot of dogs around. There's hunting around here, and you will get a dog gets in and whatever else. So when we first came here, we thought, well, if we have a dog, we'd be tied to having to come back every day because you can't take them everywhere with you, and it's too hot to leave them in a car. So we thought it might restrict us for going like for a long weekend away or that sort of thing, or staying out really late at night. Whereas a cat, you can leave food down and it's all right. Never had goats. We don't actually have goats, but they literally walk all around our perimeter fence, because here the goat farms, they let them out in the morning and they just roam. And what they actually do, the shepherds or the goat farmers, when they get a new herd, they walk around with them like a route, and the goats mostly do follow that route. And that's why they have bells on them, because it's not the clever goats that have the bells on, it's the stupid goats. And it keeps all the goats with the bell goat, basically. And then also, if they don't come back for any reason, the goat farmers can drive around and they find where the goats are. I love the sound of the goat bells. When I show my videos of the goats that are all round, they come up our driveway and everything. They lean over the fence, they put their legs up on the fence and eat anything that's hanging over. I always film them, but sometimes I put music over the top, and sometimes I just leave the goat bells in. So it's great here. When you go out walking, you don't meet people, but you see lots of goats. You come across a big herd. Here, a small herd is anything under 100 goats, and there's 2 goat farms near here that have hundreds and hundreds of goats. I have done a couple of videos with me walking amongst those. You used to have fish. What sort of fish? What sort of fish did you have? My dad used to have tropical fish, but when we went to the shop for him to buy them, I always liked the marine fish. They're the pretty colour ones. really like bright colour fish. I used to love marine fish. When we first came here, there's a big old like stone sink on the patio and it had water in it. Anyway, quite some time later, the person who used to live here said, "Oh, are you feeding the goldfish?" And we're like, we didn't know there were any. And here you can't keep a pond or anything like that. The water evaporates. So by the time he said that, there was no fish and there was no water. There was no fish and there was no water. And that's why here you'll never see people with ponds or mini collection of water out like that, because it just would dry up too quickly. It's too hot. Tara's answered the book question. She says, I would make a Tom Girl City book. That would be cool. If I could draw, I would like to do a book of illustrations, but with a story running through it. Not a comic book per se, although that would be cool as well. Maybe do my life in pictures, something like that, if I could draw. Oh, Wolfman says a piranha fish. Yes, I know piranha fish. Oh my goodness. Wow, piranha fish. Did that get really big? I know they start small, but I think they can get pretty big. Wow. Okay, I'll go to the next question. Where is a terrible place to celebrate something important? Graveyard. Yeah, obviously. Something important. You don't want to go into like a bad area or I don't know, any nasty place really. Any nasty place. A small piranha, Wolfman says. Small piranha. Wow. Yeah, where's a terrible place to celebrate something important? Minnesota. I don't know Minnesota. What's wrong with Minnesota, Wolfman? Tell me about Minnesota. Where would you say, Tom Girl City? A terrible place to celebrate something important. Oh, if it's maybe somewhere really rowdy, as in not in a good way rowdy. I don't live there anymore. What's wrong with Minnesota? Educate me on Minnesota. Can't think of anything on that one, Tom Girl City says. Yeah, I need to learn more about different places. That's the thing, you only know what you see. So if it's somewhere's being promoted as something, you assume that's what somewhere's like. So that's part of the reason I show where I live more, because some people don't know what it's like in Cyprus. So I am trying to show more of towns and the city and things like that now and then, because it's not all rural. Wolfman says, because people are racist and rude and bad snow. Bad snow. You did it for me on bad snow. I don't like cold. I don't like wet. I love looking at snow. Where I lived in England, you could get snow in the winter. As a child, you like snow, but if you have to go to work in it or whatever, no. So, yeah. What's the next question? Next card. What is something you enjoy looking at? What do I love looking at my scenery. Where we live, we're up on the mountain, but you can see the sea very well. It's 180-degree view. Up behind us, we've got higher up the mountain. Over to the right, if I'm looking out to sea, over to the right is landscape, rural landscape. This is a cool game. What is the game called? I love it. I think she got it from Amazon. It's called Loaded Questions on the Go. And it said, I mean, there's a way you can play it. I read it out on one episode, the first episode. And basically, you're all supposed to write down your answer, but no one knows who's put what. And you have to guess who said what. each answer, but it's fun to just do the questions anyway. And it says there's a board game you can play with this. So you can play a board game, like I suppose you go around when you get answers or whatever. So it does go with the board game as well, or you can play it as it is. So that. I like looking at flowers and beautiful scenery. Yeah, right now we've got all the spring flowers out. They're absolutely everywhere. They're just wild flowers. They're all on my land and up our driveway. And because we live in like the mountain area, it's just full of flowers everywhere. And that's why Easter, everyone in Cyprus comes up to the mountain areas and has picnics and everything and flies kites. There's a special day called Green Monday, and everyone comes up and they fly kites and have picnics and enjoy the countryside, get all the fresh air and everything. So yeah, I love this time of year, just all the wildflowers. We've got poppies and so many other beautiful wildflowers. Next question. What would cause you to question someone's friendship? This is a little bit like the last question, because Tara said if someone was cheating on you. So, friendship though, not relationship. I think friendship, it's the same thing. If someone's talking behind your back and you hear about it, you don't need friends like that. I've always said it's better to have a few really good friends than one of these people who say everyone's their friend. And a good friend is someone you might not speak to or see for, maybe months for some reason. And then the day you connect again or you visit them, you're exactly where you left them. You carry on talking right where you left them. Tara says, I get summer allergies. I start sneezing. I get itchy eyes, itchy nose. Yeah. When we trim or cut our grass here, we don't have grass very long in the season, just really end of winter and beginning of spring. And then it's like very dry land. But when Mike cuts it, because it's got some wild flowers in it, yeah, we sneeze and get all blocked up. And I used to get hay fever in England. Now I just get, like you say, just like sort of like that. Next question. If people could vote for any television character to be president, who would win? Well, this is difficult because we've obviously got different TV mostly. So let's think of someone that everyone might know. I'm pretty sure you guys would say that your president's probably as silly as a lot of presidents are. So you could say if Mickey Mouse was up for president, he would probably win. Top Girl City Squad's also allergic to dust. Oh, that's not good. What am I allergic to? I used to be allergic to not tomatoes, but when my dad grew them, if I went in his greenhouse, if I sort of touched the leaf, I seem to be allergic to that. But now I grow tomatoes, that doesn't bother me. So I'm not sure about that, what that was all about. You know, you get the little hairs on the stems of tomato plants. So that was a bit weird, or maybe it's something I grew out of, but not allergic to actual tomatoes. No. I can't drink red wine or any dark alcoholic drinks like that. So port, sherry, red wine, but I can have dark alcoholic drinks like brandy and things like that. So it's sort of red stuff. I'm not going to say Elaine Page. I love her. Oh, do you? You like Elaine Page? I didn't know that. Something new I've learned about you. Elaine Page. Who would actually make a fantastic president? I think a normal person. Just someone who does a lot for people and charity. Wolfman says, I've never been in the UK. You're not missing anything, Wolfman. I left there. The day we left there to come to live in Cyprus, we have never gone back, not even one time for a visit. It's getting worse and worse and worse there. There is no law now. People can do whatever they want and they get away with it, basically. Yeah. Yep, you're not missing anything at all. Nothing. Nothing to see there. What is one thing you hate to clean up? Well, I'm sure none of us like to clear up sick or animal mess, so I'm going to say those. I'm going to stick with those. That's quite easy. Anything like that, I think, definitely. What do you guys think? I think you probably agree with that one. Oh dear. I can't think of anything else. Anything nasty, basically. Oh dear. Okay, let's do a new card while you're thinking on that. Tom Girl says it's okay, I don't have allergies right now. It's probably seasonal, is it, with you? I expect more as well, apart from the dust, and then you just avoid as much as you can anywhere with like dirty dust. And do you have a storeroom where you are, Tom Girl City Squad? Do you have like a store area or storeroom? Don't like cleaning your bedroom? If you don't like cleaning, it's best not to have much stuff. Not much stuff. I didn't used to like having too many things out in my house, not because I'm someone who doesn't like much stuff out, but the more stuff you have out, the more you've got to clean it all. And so saying that, I've got to do a mega clean this week because we have a log burning fire, like a real fire. And when you light that, it's fine while you're using it, but you see sort of dust everywhere from it. And so that whole room, it just needs dusting. I don't bother doing it till we stop having fires. We're probably having our last one tonight. We don't need it, but I bought loads of wood in, so we're just going to have a fire tonight. Wolfman said, yes, I've already had many fights. Who's living in the UK, they mess with me. Tonga City, yes, we have lots of stores around here. No, I meant like in your apartments. Do you call them apartments where you live? Do you have rooms where, or like a garage or something like that, where you can keep stuff, like a shed or something? Or some of them have basements where you have like lockers and rooms and that. That's what I was wondering, if you have like lockers and things. What is the best thing about flying? I would say I did enjoy flying to a certain extent. I always like having the meals on the plane. To me, that felt like the start of a holiday. But the best thing about flying is going on holiday. You know, you've got a week, 2 weeks, however long you're on holiday for, you know that you've got your holiday. So that's the best thing about flying, is that you're normally on your way. The worst thing about flying is when you're going back home from your holiday. You don't have that in the apartment, right? I was just wondering so all your stuff has to be in your apartment, because you don't have like an attic or basement or anything. So all your stuff you've got in your apartment. Any more news about moving? Because last I heard, your mum had seen somewhere else was a possibility. Yeah, so for me, the best thing about flying is going to your destination. As I say, I didn't mind flying. I can't fly now, and haven't had a passport for about 17 years now. Can't afford one. You have a fear of flying on a plane? Oh, it's okay. It's cool. It's cool. It's actually quite, if you like, I don't know if you like fairground rides. If you do, it's a tame version of that. Basically, when you hear the engines going, because they go before you go, and then you go sort of faster long enough. It's not scary like a fairground ride, but that's what it reminds me of. And I like that bit, and the takeoff. I do like that bit. We're still looking into that moving. Right, cool. I hope it works out for you. I really do. That would make a fun video. I don't know if you'd sort of film moving, but that would make a really cool video. Okay, what fear have you overcome? What fear have you overcome? What fear have you overcome? Can't really think of a fear that I've overcome. When I was younger, I was always quite shy and sort of, meeting new people and that kind of thing. But I wouldn't say that was a fear. It's just how I was. That's a hard one. Oh, no problem. I don't know. I don't like. Part of my condition is perspective. So let's say I'm standing near the edge of a cliff, not right near the end, but near. I think I'm nearer to it than I am. So that's a fear. Or if we're driving like a mountain track and there's a drop, I don't like that. Because to me it seems where it isn't. But yeah, I'd say that's a sort of fear. It's not a fear of heights. It's because to me it actually looks where it isn't. So it's a bit odd to explain that one. Wolfman, yeah. Tom Girl City Squad. I used to be really shy too. Now I'm getting over it, but sometimes get shy. Oh, bless you. Yeah, fear. I don't know. I just make myself do things, really. I wouldn't say I've got any fear. Oh, I was talking, I think, the last live that I don't really like cows or bulls. So that's the sort of thing I wouldn't, sometimes people say if you've got a fear like that, going with cows and touch them and all that. I'm like, no thanks. I'm not really interested in doing that. So I wouldn't say that's a sort of, I wouldn't say I'm frightened of them. I just don't go in with cows or bulls because it's a bit stupid to do that when they can turn on you. Tom Girl City Squad says, I want to learn how to swim, but I'm afraid because I can't swim. That actually, you saying that was something. I didn't swim till I was, I don't know, quite a bit of an older child. And the reason for that was 3 times I nearly drowned. First time, I think I was about 2 or 3. And my nan had a really long, thin garden. And at the top of it, she had made this little pond. And when I say little, it was like, I think it was a mini sink or something. And she had that right at the end of the goldfish. She had goldfish in there, but she had a little tiny stump. I think it used to be like where a washing line was, and they'd cut it down. And I remember I was running up the garden to see the fish, and I tripped on this stump and my head was in there with the fish. I still remember I could see the fish swimming round, and my mum sort of dragged me out of it, but she had to go the whole length of the garden. So I was in there for a while. I don't remember the aftermath of that, whether I choked or what, I don't know. But I tell you what I do remember, when my head was in there, as I say, I can recall the fish swimming around, and then you kind of like, I don't know if any of you have ever had any drowning incidents, but you kind of relax, and you know how if you're underwater, you can hear things above the water and it sounds sort of muffled, but it's calming being under the water, and you kind of hear it's all relaxed and like you're in another world. And so it wasn't like I was struggling to get out. I just remember being calm and all the fish swimming around. And as I say, I don't remember being pulled out or anything after that. That's my memory. And then when I was, I don't know, I'm going to guess 6 or 7 or something like that. I don't know. My dad thought I should be able to swim by now, and he threw me in the swimming pool, and I just didn't swim. So again, once I was in, I remember again, it's that you panic for like a little bit and then you just relax, because it just sounds, I just like that sound of you're under the water and above you it's all muffled sort of speaking and that. And I assume he pulled me out, but I never trusted him again to like teach me to swim. And then the third one was at school. you were put in groups for swimming, and the lowest group, the non-swimmers, could play with the floats. The next group had to sit on the side of the pool, like halfway up the pool, and practice sort of diving in, like dropping in, diving. And then if they were confident with that, they stood on the side and did proper diving in. And then I only remember one more group, they went right up the deep end. And I think they were practicing things like rescuing people, because they had to do that thing where they dressed in their pajamas one time and it's for a test. And I think they actually took medals or exams or something. So which group am I going to be in? Well, I don't want to sit on the side and diving in. I still don't dive in, really. I've sat on the side, but I've never physically dived in a pool. Let's say that's a thing I don't like. So I was like, oh, I can't swim, because I wanted to play with the floats, and they never really did anything with you. They just watched you, and you had to get confident with swimming. So I was always in that group. And then I think you did it for a term or half a year. I can't remember how often you went swimming. And then my dad said he'd, like, at the open day of the school or teacher's day, whatever, he asked why I wasn't progressing with swimming, why I was still in the first group. And they said, well, she has to do, I think it was called 25 metres, which was a length. You have to do that to go into the next group to show you can swim. And they start you up the deep end, I suppose, because if you can't do it, you're going to drop out before you get to the shallow end. But a bit mad, considering if you can't really swim, you're stuck. And what they did, they had, I don't know if any of your schools had them, to open the high windows, they had like a really long wooden pole with a hook on the end. And that's what the teacher put in front. So as you're swimming from the deep end, she'd hold it just in front. So if you're like, I can't do it more, you could grab it and you couldn't drown. And because my dad was quite into, no, I want her to do the 25 metres. I don't know whether it was because of that or what, or the teacher wanted me to do it, because obviously I started swimming, so I could swim. And I was like tired because suddenly doing 25 metres from not really doing much at all. I'm swimming along and I wanted to grab the pole, and I kept reaching for it, and the teacher just kept moving the pole along. So I'm grabbing, and she kept it out of my reach to make me do it. And obviously, the more I'm sort of struggling like that, trying to grab the pole rather than swimming, and I thought, oh, give up with that. I must be halfway now. I can put my feet down. And I wasn't adept to put my feet down. So I just stopped swimming. And as I say, I remember it was all quite mermaidy. And I was just like underneath. And as I say, I could hear, because the swimming baths is so noisy, there was all this conversation. I was like, ooh. And I was, ooh. And I don't know how long I was under there for. Time just goes when you're under like that. And I remember there was some great thing going on, and I was being hooked out and whatever else. And I just blamed the teacher. I said I got tired, I went to hold the pole, whatever. So, yeah, that's 3 experiences, which is, yeah, I do go underwater swimming. I can swim out my depth, and I will do, and I do. But, yeah, I just worry something happens to me. I'll just go, oh, let's be a mermaid. Oh, dear. We're Tonga City, never have before. My teacher wanted to teach me how to swim. We went on a field trip to the pool when I went to school. Yeah, and what happened? What happened at the pool? Oh, that's like, oh, weird. So that's my swimming thing. Yeah, I do swim. I can swim. As I say, I've never dived off the edge of something. Maybe that is a fear. For me, it's I don't like water up my nose. I do swim underneath the water in our swimming pool and that. I can do that. I don't particularly like to do it, but I can do it, and I have done it. It's not like, oh, I'm going to swim underneath. With Mike, he really got me confident with the water, and he put things down the bottom and made me go and get them and that, and I trust him. I think you need to have someone you really trust to learn to swim and do stuff. But yeah, it's, for me, it's not the fact of jumping off a cliff into water. It's the fact I don't know quite what happens then. And if someone could really explain better, like when you go down, how you come up, I don't know how it really works. Do you just come up or do you have to swim up or what? I don't know. We had floaties in the pool. She told me to lean on one of them. I was afraid to do it, so I told her I'm not doing that. Yeah, you've got to totally, one, want to do something, and two, totally trust the person you're with. Totally, definitely. Right, let's do one more question because it's on the hour. I tend to try not to go over the hour. What is something you always do incorrectly? Oh, what's something you always do incorrectly? I was saying on the last live that I'm getting, when I write words, I keep switching from Greek to English, because to explain that, not switching like whole words, but letters, because in English, you know how say a letter P is, well, that's how you write the letter R in Greek. So I find when I'm trying to write a letter P or a letter R, I switch that. A letter V, what looks like a letter V in English, is N, like lowercase n in Greek. So I just find in the middle word, when I want an English letter, I'm sometimes writing the Greek letter. So there's that. Sometimes I say woods wrong. There's a lot of woods. What do you say instead of woods then? Woods. There's a lot of woods. That's interesting. I think some people pronounce words wrong, such as, this behind me is a wall, but the stuff you knit with is wool. Do you say them the same, or do you say those words differently? The stuff you knit with and this. So there's lots of words like that are spelt different. Some people say them the same, but some people say them differently. Yeah, I get a lot of words mixed up. The microphone's misspelling it. Oh, a lot of words I can't say. Oh, you said woods. That's really playing up today, isn't it, on your channel? It was really messing up the thing. Oh, dear. But I did read funny, Tara. It says sometimes I say woods wrong. And I'm like, how can you say the word woods wrong? I say words wrong. Yes, I think we all do. We all say words wrong, definitely. Yeah. Sometimes I can't even think of the word anymore, what I want to say. I'm like, oh, what's the word? I just can't think of it. It's so annoying. It really is. Yeah. Well, that was fun today. I hope you're all having a good time. I know most of you, it's your morning. It's funny how the microphone spelled that. It's crazy. I tell you what, on your channel, when it reads the things out, it always reads out the emojis. Like today on yours, it said pink hand waving, pink hand waving, pink hand waving. So it does that. You'd think it would actually ignore the emojis, really, because you can see those. Oh, dear. Anyway, we're going to leave it there today. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching this back later, I really appreciate that. Don't forget to drop me a comment if you are watching later. And as always, until next time, Meraki.